Good morning, everyone. Welcome, YouTube. Welcome, people that are coming in from Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, whatever, TikTok, whatever thing you're going with right now. I don't believe anybody's on any of my friends. I don't are coming in from TikTok, but they might be. Most of my friends have a better chance of being on MySpace than they do on TikTok. So, anyways, I've never done live on on YouTube before, so it's quite the situation. I think we're going to be okay. I ended up getting a device that I don't have to worry about it running out of memory in the middle of a video or anything like that. It's actually just going to finally be where I can sit here and tell you my opinions on what's going on. I didn't want to do it live. I actually wanted to go ahead and do this, tape it and then just upload it. I figured that would work, but live was the only thing I could see. So here we are, guys. We are live. It is about 1:30 a.m. going into Monday morning. This is when I try to get a lot of my work done with stuff. You don't understand the amount of footage that we actually have, whether it be my phone, her phone, one of the three cameras, whatever it may be. We have so much footage, but this last week has been hell. It's been fantastic, but in the same token, it's been just crap. But in the same token, it's been amazing. So it's a very roller coaster week. It's a lot like what goes on in his head, and we're gonna get right into that. We're gonna get right into wrestling with ADHD. That was a good little segue. I think I worked my way into that segue pretty well. Anyhow, let's just start talking. I'm gonna go from A to Z, and I'm gonna probably screw up all the letters in between, go backwards, sideways, up, down, left, right. Doesn't matter. The point I'm trying to make is today is gonna be I'm gonna start where I want, and I'm gonna end where I want, and it may not be in any order, but just bear with me, guys. That's what wrestling with ADHD is all about. All right, so what's going on here is I'm gonna go with story number one. Was by far the scariest thing I have ever been a part of, and I've had some crazy ass life experiences where things were insane and crazy, and I was horrified and scared. But there was something more to this. It was. And you guys might be, if you've been following, on my social media last week a little bit, you did see that we had a wicked scare, and I appreciate all the outpouring of support and everybody. I appreciate everybody being there and sending their well wishes. That meant a lot to both Katie and myself. This quarantine thing has gotten everybody crazy, doing different things, doing this, doing that. Well, her and I wanted to do something different. We have a couple different haunting videos. We're yet to get up here. We have to do the editing. But once you hear what happened this past week, if you haven't yet, you're going to truly understand exactly why things aren't exactly uploaded yet. And I hate it because I want it to be uploaded, but priorities in this situation is health and things of that nature. Okay, so for people that do not know, Katie has seizures. She doesn't have many. I'd say in the time that we've been together, which is about 3 years now, I've seen her and been with her for 4 of them, and she hasn't had any other ones when I wasn't there, thank God. However, what it's from, I'm going to let everybody know. She doesn't seize because of any drug issues, anything like that. That's the past. And I wish fucking people would understand that the past is the past, and people do change, and people do make something of themselves. And that's what Katie has done. She's incredible at it, and I give her all of the credit in the world. And I believe that she is one of the most she is by far the strongest person I have ever met in my entire life, male or female, when it comes to here and just heart and passion. Okay. So anyways, she has them. They are due to years ago when she was addicted to benzos, which is, whether it be Xanax, whether it be Klonopin, things of that nature. She enjoyed that. It was mostly Xanax for her. So it screwed up with her messed up her nerves a lot. It's messed up just a lot of things, and especially like, let's take, for example, real quick, her nerves. She did a lot of this when she was on benzos and she was passing out, and her elbow would be right in her leg, and she ended up killing a lot of the nerves in her leg. So she goes to a neurologist. So Dr. Tang, shout out to you, Dr. Tang. He's done good. He's helped her. I don't like him working on me at all. He checked me for my carpal tunnel, which I had a couple years ago, and that son of a bitch, he did some kind of like weird thing on my arm. It was just it was like shocking me, and I'm a big pansy when it comes to getting shocked and buzzed and all this happy stuff. So it's not happy stuff. Anyhow, back to what's going on. So that has affected her with seizures and such. But normally, she'll warn me. She'll be like, "Babe, can you grab me a glass of water? Can you give me a bottle of water? Can you do something for me, just for a minute? Because I got that metallic taste." And I know at that moment she's going to have a seizure. Now, the first time I ever saw her have a seizure, I nearly peed in my pants because I had no idea what was going on. I'm certified, CPR certified, that's fine. But when it comes down to it, and someone, especially someone you love, is like moving all over the place, that's scary shit. Like, I don't know. It's just very scary. Anyways, that one scared me, but it was maybe 30 seconds, 45 seconds tops, I would say. Then she's had a couple other small ones, right? Well, the other day we started, this is where I started a little while ago, and I was going to explain to you. Now I'm back to that point. See, again, wrestling with ADHD. But Katie and I, we started this new deal. It's a trend on TikTok. Again, I don't have TikTok. Katie had it on her phone. It came with it. It was already uploaded in her phone. She doesn't do anything with it. She just knows she has a TikTok. So anyhow, long story short, but it's still probably going to be long. We started to do a thing called randonauting, which is, like I said, it's a TikTok app. And what it does is you manifest an idea in your head. Like, say if I had an idea of, let's just say, because there'll probably be a video of it, just say my mother, okay? Then Katie would think about, Mary, my mom, the same way, right? And that's right. Mary is my mother. And she's also Jesus's mom. So that's it. Okay, so back to my long story short, which is going to be long again. You manifest an idea in your head, and you go to the app and you pull it up, and you put in, they'll ask you what your intent, or they don't ask you your intent. That's what you're manifesting in your head. They'll ask you, do you want it to be a void? Do you want it to be, I don't remember. Anyways, there's 3 of them total. And a void typically means it's going to be something scary, crazy. And of course, that's usually what we've been doing and picking. Now, mind you, it doesn't have a big payoff at the end if all the time. It's not an every time thing. It's how hard you think. It's whether you believe this or if you don't believe this. I'm to the point now, 100% straight to the point, never doing it again, ever in my entire life. And I have told her that because of what happened a few minutes down in my story. Okay, so let me scratch my back. Oh, God, I feel good. Okay, so you manifest this idea, you put in what you want, and then you hit you tap the thing on the phone, and it comes up, and it brings you to a location. It'll say, a mile away, 10 miles away, 0.2 miles, whatever. And it goes right to Google Maps, and it brings you right through and it brings you to a place that is supposed to have some kind of, has to have some kind of relation to what you had manifested in your head. So, all right, give me 1 second, guys. Gatorade Zero. Freaking delicious. Anyhow, so we had manifested in our head haunted. Now, if you guys don't remember, or if you guys do remember, about 2 months ago, we were up investigating a cemetery here in town, and I had walked out to the road. I always stand on the other side of the road if we're walking. I stand on the outside by the traffic. I just think that's what a guy should do. Anyhow, I was walking and she was next to me, and I looked down and it was all flat grass. I remember this. It was flat grass. And no sooner do I say that, and she just kind of moves this way a little bit. I put my arm up just to make sure she wasn't going over. Sure enough, there I go. Twisted my ankle. Now, if anybody knows me, shout out to Dan Craigbaum on this, because he'll tell you straight out how this goes. He'll let you know that I scream wicked loud, very manly, but very loud when I hurt myself. And that's why in wrestling, when I sell, it sounds like I'm being murdered. But anywho, I twisted my ankle. I swear it was all slow-mo. This is what happens when things like this go on, as you'll find out a few minutes down the road too. It's like slow motion. My ankle went here, twisted and I went down like Flair. I took a boom Flair bump. Not after Shawn Michaels oversell, SummerSlam against Hogan. That's what I did right there. Tumble to the ground, boom, flat on my face. I look up out of the corner of my eye. No bullshit. There is a car this close to running me over with his tire. That fucking close to running me over. This is the one time in life that for me, I am very happy, very, very happy to have a small head. Now, one more shout out to you, Dan Craigbaum. You would have been done. History. No more Danny K. Just wouldn't have happened. But Jesus, we don't want that to happen. That's just an old thing with Dan and I. Dan's a good dude. If you're not, go ahead and follow him on Twitter and whatever else you got. Facebook, if he wants to be your friend. Whatever. He's a good guy. Great referee. Been a friend of mine for a whole lot of years. All right. Done putting Dan over. Just back to what's going on. All right. So anyhow, we manifest in our head, both of us, haunted objects. Okay? Awesome. So this is what we do. This is what we do. We want to make sure we have good content for the channel. I know, Justin Michaels, you guys want to see all this stuff because you're sick of watching me sweat on camera. I'll tell you this right now. I not only showered right before this, I dried myself off twice just because Justin Michaels didn't want to look at my sweaty face talking. Piss in your own envelope there, Justin Michaels, and ship it back to yourself. All right. Just kidding. Love you, Justin. So we manifest this idea in our head of haunted objects. Now, mind you, I'm probably going to get a little bit, I just replayed it in my head and it messed me up. So Katie and I just, we walk to do these. We love walking to do them. It could be a mile, it could be 0.5 miles, but the exercise you get, thank God, because if not, this whole world situation that's going on, I would be one fat motherfucker again. And I promised myself I'll never do that again. Never. Like I told you guys on a couple of videos ago, or maybe last video, I have to work out 4 times a day just to maintain this piece of shit. And I will, I'll give you guys a little bit more about that later on. I have some more information when it comes to working out, injuries, things like that. But again, pro wrestling with ADHD. All right. So her and I are walking. We decided to take Main Street straight down. Now, we looked at the Google map, right? And we use, because this place is a very small town. So we know where everything is. We were born and raised here. I lived in Florida for 9 years and then ended up somehow back in this lovely place. So I looked down at the map and I just followed the thing to see what pinpoint it was bringing us to. So I look and I'm like, Now, first off, it was right up behind a certain restaurant that's known here in town and behind a cemetery that's haunted here in town. So I knew exactly where this place was. So it jotted in my mind for a second. I was like, man, that is crazy. That is actually bring us to a haunted place. This shit's amazing. It's working. Every time so far, it's giving us something. So, all right. So we start walking. Then my brain thinks, shit, that's the exact location where you fell. That's where you fell and almost had your head ran over by a effing car. Really? That is the same location. So, of course, here goes my alphabet head going in circles and going in circles. So at this point, I'm horrified. in my mind. But I can't say that to Katie because I don't want to worry her. I hate worrying Katie. She has ADHD. She also has obsessive and compulsive, even worse than me. Like her and I both have a lot of the same shit, but somehow it works for us. Don't get me wrong. We have our moments. We're not like Romeo and Juliet, my sister and her husband. We're not that. We're any normal couple. We argue a little bit, but shit, I would die for that girl, and that's no exaggeration, no lie. All right. So again, my head's going crazy. I'm like, oh my God, this is the same spot. Why is it bringing us to this spot? Well, she's going along, and we go across a crosswalk, and she kind of went like a little bit before it said to walk. If any of my friends that work in law enforcement are watching, don't give her a JY. That's ridiculous. Let's not go there, okay, guys? All right. So I'm sorry. I'm trying to get to the story, and I'm trying to avoid the story in the same token because it's like I said, this is probably one of the worst, by far the worst experience of my life. Okay, so we're walking, and she, like I said, she goes across the road, and she's talking normal, and all of a sudden, she again. This is like I told you a little bit before. It was like slow motion. Everything was slow motion, but it wasn't slow. It was. So Katie's here and I'm here, and she's holding the camera up like this. One of them. I got the other one like this. I have a book bag on because we thought we were gonna get a location in the woods or whatever, and we didn't want to get a tick. So, she falls like this, face down. And then I go to grab her, but she's coming down so hard. I have a book bag on. She kind of pulls me forward. I didn't quite hit the ground, but as she's coming, she did a complete turnaround and went. She was legitimately Ric Flair bumping after taking a spin. And I slow motion, but yet deer in headlights for me, right? I feel that's how I was. So she ended up coming down, and right before her face hit, I somehow slipped my hand right here. And say her face is coming down, I slamming in it, boom, got my hand underneath her nose. Like Katie's got a pretty big nose, right? So it's fine. I tell her this all the time. She tells me to shut up. So, I got my hand in. She hit immediately. I hear like this starts, and that's the best noise I can tell you. That's all I can tell you right now is like that's what I heard, right? So I don't know how much of it was or how much of it wasn't that exact noise, but it was fucking horrifying. Like literally, I just could not like grasp what was happening. And like I told you, her other seizures she's had in front of me, 30, 45 seconds, somewhere in there. Nothing more, nothing less. It was quick, done, over. I knew what it was. This, on top of going into the seizure, had taken a crazy fall. So my brain doesn't even understand that I did get my hand in underneath her and I didn't know. So I thought she might have hit her. I didn't know. The camera went flying. Everything of mine went flying. She went down. As soon as she hit, she's making those noises. And my whole, this is no exaggeration. Like my entire, rest of my life flashed before my eyes, like what it was going to be. And all I saw was an empty hallway. I don't know. Call it this, call it that, call it panic. I don't know exactly what it was, but it proved to me at that point, and I posted this on Facebook because I'm not afraid to say it. I knew at that point, no matter what goes on throughout the years, Katie will be my forever girl. That is a guarantee, 100% promise. That's the girl that I want to spend my life with, and you guys know I've been married once before, and I never, ever, ever had the feeling of, you know, that I wanted to really spend my. I mean, I might have at one point. Obviously, I married her, right? So isn't that the object of marrying, the point of marrying somebody? But no, I knew deep down that I couldn't deal with that for the rest of my life. And so, truth is that this one thing, like honestly, I came out of this. That was good in my mind. Was I know that this is who I want to be with for the rest of my life. And then in my head, I was like, so fucking wake up. Like, we have to have a rest of our lives. Quit being weird. Fucking come on, you know? Like, I was just, so I held her. I was holding her head up on my lap. And I took my hands and I put them on each side of her cheeks. And it's funny because I call her cheeks. But I was holding it apart because I learned that in CPR when if they're having a seizure, people used to say to put your fingers in their mouth so they don't swallow their tongue. But in the same token, do I want my fingers bitten off completely? No, I'm not a big fan of that. Never had it done, but don't ever plan on having it done. So I held her, and I'm looking down, and she's spitting a little bit, and God, I'm sorry, guys. It was so bad. It was so bad. It has not stopped replaying in my head at least 4 or 5 times every single day since it happened, and it's been probably, I don't know, 4 or 5 days. Now, what I will tell you is she started shaking. Her lips literally turned like purple. Her eyes were, like wide open, like when you're watching a movie and you see somebody dead and they're like laying there on their eye. Man, this shit was insane. Like it was the scariest, hardest thing I've ever dealt with in my entire life. I still can't believe to this moment that I still can't believe that this happened. And so I yell. I'm like, babe, come on, wake up, baby, come on, don't do this. Do not leave me now. Do not leave your kids. Do not leave anything. Don't leave us here. We need you. You've been through hell. This is your time to live, and it's your time to do all the things that you've earned and you've proven that you deserve. I was just saying whatever I could, just saying it, and she still wasn't. So I kept yelling for people. I forgot about that. I'm yelling for people. Now, mind you guys, anybody that knows where I live know how it's just very blah, 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 right? It's not many people anywhere. And of course, now with the whole quarantining, and then after that, the whole global situation we got going on right now. Not allowed to say the actual stuff because if I haven't agreed with them yet, they don't agree for me to use the name of what's going on in the world right now, or they'll demonetize me. I don't understand YouTube rules yet. I'm working on it. Just bear with me, guys. But I want to say, like, I thought she was dead. I yelled for these people. They all came over. There was, I'd say, 30 people that came around to try to help. And that's a lot of people, and I'm just yelling, somebody, come on. So I was trying to grab water out of the bag. So these 2 guys, like she was starting to come to finally. This is 3 minutes at least, 3 minutes at least worth of a seizure. This is borderline like life flashing before my eyes, and not just any life, but the life of the person that I love the most in this world. You know what I mean? And I remember saying, Mom, come on, watch over her, make sure she's okay. She doesn't want to meet you yet, that kind of stuff. And she started coming to, like I said, but she still wasn't completely there. So I had these 2 guys there, and I said, can you guys just hold her back up, one on each side? And like they went to touch, and she's like, no, have Sean do it. And I was like, babe, it's okay. I asked them to do it. I'm not mad. Like, I need their help to help you so we can, make everything good for you. She's like, okay. So shows her loyalty right there as well. She's very loyal, very, very loyal. Maybe sometimes to a fault, but she is very, very loyal. And I'm also loyal. And I know I'm going off topic, but that's the whole idea of this channel, is I do kind of go all over the place. People know when I am in a relationship, I am devoted, no matter how bad it gets. sometimes I think to myself, should I have done that in the past? Should I have not? Should I have just went away earlier? There's so many what ifs, but I don't want to be the what if guy. So I'm just going to say, when I'm single, I like to hang out with various women. When I am in a relationship, I am as loyal can be. And I love her more than anything. And that day, everything like just came into my head. Like everything just swooped into me going, wow, life is precious, you know. So people started coming over. So the cops come over. So the girl cop, who she knows me, not for anything too drastic, but I was mouthy one day outside or something. I don't remember, whatever. But then she was cool with me the next time I saw her. So whatever's whatever. So she came over and she's like kneeling down in front of Katie, and Katie sat up and she's like, "Hi, thanks for being here with me. I wouldn't have made it if it wasn't for Sean. You guys know I fell all the way back across the road from the hospital and I landed here." I I couldn't, like, I was so happy to have her back, and I just had to laugh at what she said there. The fact that she, because one of the places that we were gonna go earlier was across from the hospital in the woods. Like I said, we were gonna go in the woods for one of the trips with, you know, uh, Randonautica, but we never went there. But she probably still had that in her mind because she was excited to go into the woods and see what was in there or whatever. So it was funny the way she said it. She said she fell all the way back there and she hit so hard she landed all the way back there. Now, I'm going to give you guys an example. This is distance wise, it's a mile and a half. So that was a hell of a fucking fall, right? So it just made me laugh. I was happy. Of course, you know, you have the ambulance showed up because I said to call. I don't want, of course, the one young guy in the back. If you're watching or if you do watch, sorry, pal, but this is just how I feel it happened that day. You were kind of giving the look, like thinking it might have been a drug overdose, or something that caused something. And they always do that. You know, they try to act like they know what's going on. Some people do, but they really don't have a clue. And one of the things that that this guy had was no clue, absolutely none at all. Guy in the front was really cool. He saw me, he shook my hand, he goes, "Hey, real good work on catching that pervert guy. The two of you guys did good." And I'm like, "Yeah, that's not the only one that'll happen. There's going to be more. Don't think it's all done and over with." We got over 72,000 hits on views on that video, which is pretty cool. I wish I would have had it live on YouTube at the time. And I would have got a lot more viewers, and then the statistics and all of that analoging stuff would go up, and so would the money that I make go up from here. But, you know, you live, you learn, and I will end up posting it. I'm going to pull it up here, so hopefully it gets a lot of views. And like I said, there's so many of these sick fucks, even just in this area, let alone in the whole world. There's so many of these sick fucks that it's disgusting. And no matter what, if I can expose one, if I can expose 10, if I can expose and save a child even one time, I feel good in my heart, but I know I'm going to have to do it more times. And the reason I'm going to do it more times is because, like, it touches near and dear to my heart, whether it be me and a member of my family that went through this when she was young. Like, this is something that children don't need to deal with. And, you know, it's sad. And, you know, you got people out there that are forking this over for keeping their mouth shut, this, that, the other thing. Listen, guys, children are children. Let them be children. All right, that right there was just a quick thing. Just, I guess that was a promotion for another video. But back to what's going on. So we get in the ambulance, we go up, and they check her. You know, they do a urine test. Everything comes back really good. All her levels are right on. Everything's perfect. See, all her levels are good. Really? I mean, come the fuck on. Anyone, and anyone that wants to run their mouth. She's gained like 15 pounds. She looks awesome. She looks healthy. And guess what? When she was skinny like that, just 5-6 months ago, You know why she was skinny? She was skinny because of so much stress. So much stress. Excuse me, so much stress on her life. So many people butting in, interfering, saying what they say, trying to jump into other people's lives and try to dictate how they live their lives when Katie has come so far, got away from the abuse, got away from everything. Finally, finally feels free for the first time in her life. And she has for the last, whatever, year and a half. She feels great. She looks great. She looks healthy. But when she was skinnier, had zero, absolutely zero to do with drugs. It's when you're stressed so much because of people and their stupid fucking opinions that we don't want nor care about. And I say this right to these people's faces. I have zero problem telling you to your face that I think you are a fucking shit talking bitch. I don't know. It's just how I feel, and I'm going to tell you how I feel. I've never, ever been one to hold my tongue. Sometimes it's got me in trouble. Sometimes it hasn't. But I will. If you're my friend, if you're my lover, if you're my family, and someone or anyone tries to fuck with you in any certain way, I will not accept it. So back, we're in the ambulance. Get up to we already were in the ambulance. We're already at the hospital. They did her test. Everything's perfect. She actually didn't have a concussion. She ended up with some cuts here, cut on her hand, I think, some up here. On each arm, she had some cuts. So that makes me feel, obviously, when she came down, she might have got her arms there. And with my hand going underneath, none of her face got hit, which I thank God. I thank my mom. I thank her grandmother. I thank every single person that I can that's up there and that was watching over her because, like, I don't know. I'm passionate about this. This is crazy even talking about, you know what I mean? It's hard to relive in my head, but I wanted to, to you guys that support me and support her out there. I wanted to let you know, on a firsthand basis, on an account of somebody that was there, what really happened and how it went down. So I started thinking this right when we were at, right when she was still down. I was trying to help her up. She was awake. I started thinking in my head, though, motherfucker, they're going to think I knocked her out. The way we were standing, like, let's get this straight first and foremost. Katie would knock me the fuck out. So get that idea right out of your head. Like, she could take me, almost positive. So I will say that it would have looked funny because if she's coming down this way, I'm right here. She's out. She's horrible noises just down. Like, I literally thought she was dying in front of me. And I had no idea what to do. Just yell to people for help, call an ambulance, to comforting her, to making sure she felt okay. It was horrifying. It was horrifying. But yeah, the way she felt, it could have looked like whatever she came down. I don't know. I'm a righty, so I wouldn't have hit her with my left. So I wouldn't have hit her with anything, but you get my point. She's down. She's out for the count. She's up. Now she's good. But like I said, this is played over and 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 over in my fucking head every single day since it happened. And I find myself more babying her now, like kind of like, "Oh, you okay, babe? You don't need to do that, honey. Just, it's okay. I'll get it. Just relax. Don't, that's just what I've been." And I probably sound like a fucking nagging parent. Like, I would hate it. I'd be like, "Shut up. I'm trying to live. Like, don't treat me like I'm fragile." But I know she's fragile, but she's the toughest person I've ever met. So it's like a both thing. You know what I mean? It's like both of those things. And it just, I don't know. I need to back off a little bit. I need to let her live. Like, we're not guaranteed tomorrow. I'm not guaranteed a minute from now. Let's fucking hope I fucking make it. Jeez, I'm on live. At least you guys will be able to witness it live. Like, oh, did you see Shooter Storm? He's dead. He died right on live YouTube. That was it. Nah, just kidding. I'm not dying. I've decided I'm not going to die. Okay, so anyways, she's doing well. She, Facebook back to everyone, letting them know. Thank you for actually, reaching out. I mean, I appreciate everybody, all my friends, my family, our friends, our family that reached out and asked how she was, figured out each day. I mean, I had a ton of people asking me. I don't have Messenger anymore. I got rid of it. After we got that pedophile, I had to delete Messenger because I literally had easily 200 new messages. I just lost it. I was like, I can't do this. I can't keep up. I don't even know who these people are. I thank you for all your support. 99% of it was positive feedback, which it should have been. If you're defending some kind of a predator, then that's merely an indication on who you are as a human being. You're a piece of shit. So get the fuck out of here. Tell me he was handicapped. He was this. No, he wasn't. He was deaf. All it was, he was deaf. He couldn't hear. I specifically asked him, because I don't want any gray area in between. I went from A to Z, and I asked him straightforward, do you have any mental health conditions? He said he has anger. Okay, so do I, amongst like 30,000 other things. Hence the name of this channel. Hence the name, not the channel, hence the name of the podcast. It's ADHD plus A to Z, Q to Y, R to N. It's all over the place, and the guy was not handicapped. He deserved being exposed. More importantly, the community and the people that he lives by and near and around and sees on a daily basis, weekly basis, monthly basis, anytime basis, the guy needed to be exposed so everyone, all of you, would know to keep your children away from this dude. He is trash. And he thought I was wearing a blue thong. That was what was told. And he thought that was just the sexiest thing. I'm not saying I'm not sexy in a blue thong, but I try to go with, random, different colors, different thongs. And okay, getting completely off track. But I will say that I also was able to use decoy photos, speak to a guy that lived in Brockville, Ontario, which isn't far from here. It's like an hour and 20 minutes tops. Obviously, the border's closed. This guy thought I was a 13-year-old girl, and his thinking was he was going to come across the border. He was going to pick up me, 13-year-old girl, and bring her back there for a month. Where in the fuck, anywhere, does that sound like a reasonable thing to do for anyone? If you guys have a perfect explanation and you can tell me what that is and I will buy it, then at that point, fuck me, what am I doing? But I know that is nowhere able to be a thing. This guy was a disgusting pig. It had over 700 shares. It was put up between the U.S., the northern U.S., and northern Canada. That bulletin was all over the place. I guess the cops there did nothing. He was luring a minor, attempting of luring a minor. There's kidnapping. There's obviously underage sex. So that's statutory rape. This dude was lined up for however long, but they didn't want to do anything. The evidence was there. I sent everything to the investigator over there. I sent him all of the screenshots of all the conversations, whether it be on Tinder or whether it be on text messages. I had to send that to them. I had to also send over the pictures. I had to send over the pictures of his tiny penis that he sent to me, a 13-year-old girl. That's 100% illegal as well. I mean, it's considered giving child porn. He asked for a picture of mine, 13-year-old girl's tits. So what did I do? I went online. I typed in 18-year-old boobies. Found a picture, decoy photo. Looked nothing like my decoy photo, but I cut the head about right there around the chin, so he wouldn't have known. He thought that was just the hottest thing. I mean, this guy was so fucked in the head. Like, any kind of shit that he's getting now, he deserves it. And you know what he said at the very end when I said, fine, you're just not going to come get me. You're standing me up. I was acting like a 13-year-old girl. I wanted to confront this fuck in person. I wanted to confront this fucker in person. However, he couldn't get across the border. You can only come over for essential business. And I can tell you right now, fucking a 13-year-old isn't essential. So this guy needed to be exposed. He was exposed that way. I guess he was getting death threats. Listen, I don't want anybody to threaten anybody to kill him. You know what I mean? Don't get this guy. Just know I don't do it. I don't do it to have people want to go bully him. I wouldn't consider what we're doing as vigilante. Um, it's part vigilante, but more of a concerned citizen. And some of these comments, like that were negative towards me, like a lady, like, "Oh, what's the issue? My daughter's 16. She was pregnant at 13." I guess you answer your own fucking question, dummy. What is the problem? Then you type that. So what were you doing? Just having a conversation with yourself? So what's the problem? "Oh, my daughter's 16. She got pregnant at 13. Really? So you'd be okay with a 38-year-old man from another country coming across to our country, taking your little girl, bringing her back to their country, and doing the awful things that this guy said he was going to do to me, a 13-year-old girl? Get out of here, man." Like, I don't know how I got on this topic, but I did say it was going to be all over the place today, right? Okay. All right. So we're going to switch off topics now here, but keep an eye out because I am going to be posting, doing some more videos, catching some more of these disgusting fucks on online. I'm going to expose as many as I can. I'm trying to get a small team together between Katie and I and a couple of us. We're trying to, between her and I, we want to get a thing together. A couple groups of people that can go ahead and do some of the conversating with me and do the decoy stuff. And then, of course, Katie and I will go meet the person and expose the person. However, the only problem in this whole ordeal, this is the only problem in this whole ordeal. And I'll tell you what it is. When we come to confront you, okay, and people start going ahead and they start backpedaling. "Oh, it was just for friends. It was just for this. It was just for that. It was just for that." No. And then they'll be like, I told her. No, dickhead. Are you not comprehending that her is me? Him is me. You've been talking to me. I know exactly. I have your words verbatim up from the top all the way to the bottom, including pictures of your tiny pecker. I have all of that stuff, so if you guys think it's some kind of an issue and the other one is they say, "Oh, you can't record me in public." No, I absolutely can. It's completely in the law that you are 100% allowed to film people in a public place, as long as you are in a public place. And the reason for the phone is so that, and the recording or my camera or the whatever one I'm using, it is to show them that we're not going to beat the shit out of them. Hi, I'm recording for your safety and mine. That way you can't go back to the police and say, "I kicked your ass." Simple and easy. Now, when it comes to the police, people are like, "Oh, let the cops do it. Let the cops take care of it." There's a few negative people. Of course, just like anybody, I was a pro wrestler for 19 years. Still am a pro wrestler. I'm training people now. I've seen it. And you got to understand, I grew up and I got in the wrestling business in 2001. And in that time, the internet wasn't as internet as it is today, right? It wasn't. It was a lot of, MySpace maybe was a thing. I'm pretty sure, yeah. I didn't even know what Facebook was, So I think at the end of the day, like, these people that get online to basically solicit someone that could be their daughter, their son, their granddaughter, their grandson. Unbelievable. And they don't seem to care. But what they don't understand, they're all excited. They're ready to go. They're going to do this with a young girl. What damage are they going to do mentally to these children by doing this? There's so many different mental health issues that can be contributed because of what these fucks do. There are 1 million plus women in this world. Women 18 up. There's 1 million dudes in this world. 18 up. I don't care what you do. I told him, I don't care. This has nothing to do with your sexual orientation. Dude, you could suck all the dicks you want as long as those dicks are 18 or older. That's all. That's all I'm saying. And they just can't grasp it. And, some of them, you ask them, hey, we've done this before, just not at this level where it was posted and all that. It was just confrontation and letting them know what they're doing is fucked and skewed and shouldn't be done. So, I remember, oh God, I'm getting tired, guys. I'm sorry. I remember them saying, I don't know. I was touched as a kid. Okay, I know a lot of people that were. But at the end of the day, stop the cycle. Break the cycle. And the main thing that I'm trying to say just in this whole general talk of the predators online and your children, pay attention to what your children do. Pay attention to what they're doing on the computer. Look at their phone, find out what apps they have, because unfortunately nowadays these children grow up way too fast. Way too fast. My ex will not even allow me to see my son when the court had granted that I have visitation with my little boy. It's been over 1.5 years now since I seen him. She's playing some kind of power game where she thinks this is good. You don't understand. You don't understand what you're doing, Kelly. You don't understand what you're doing. Not to me. Yeah, it hurts me. And that's what you think. It just hurts me. What the hell do you think it does to our son? What do you think it does to Abram? What do you think that little boy thinks? He thinks his dad just up and walked out on him? Just ran away? That's not how this works. I walked out on you. I never walked out on Abram. So I want to throw that in. And I wish I could be there to protect him. I wish I could be there to look when he gets a phone. He just turned 7. But I don't even know anymore. It's so disheartening to believe that that little boy has no idea where daddy is. When I saw him over 1.5 years ago, after 11 months of her playing this same bullshit game, he came to see me. I have never seen someone light up the way he did. That's the one thing missing in my life is my little boy. He's the one thing in my life that I miss dearly. Dearly. And I can imagine that I've thought, does he remember me? Does he not remember me? I didn't know. Katie's like, he definitely loves you and thinks of you. And that kills me because I'm not allowed to see him. According to her, who the hell is she? Who died and made her a judge? I remember when we went to court, the judge hated her because she went in with no representation. I went in with representation. She was horrible, but I went in with her. I got something that I wanted, and then I get nothing out of the deal. That's enough of that bullshit. So I wish, that's all I was saying there is, if anybody here that watches this, I know some of the people that are on my Facebook are also on hers. I don't know, maybe slap her and just tell her to get her head out of her ass. I don't know. It's question, but by the end of this year, I'm going to make sure that a little boy is able to see his dad. We're buying a new home. It's up in the air between this house that we really want, or if we don't do that, we're going to most likely build, and we'll know within a month, and we're going to start building, and we're also going to have a big metal building brought and delivered, like a real big one, and put it on our land next to the house. And that's where we're going to end up running the wrestling school, because the mall's closed. You can't get in there. I was lucky. Katie and I were lucky enough to get in there so we could drop off some stuff. Just for a place to store it because we have so much stuff. And we just want to be able to get this all set, and we're going to have the school right there. She's going to be opening up her business. These aren't just plans. These are definites. Like, all of this is happening. This whole worldwide pandemic has really messed up a lot of things and timing and this and that. But good things come to people that wait. And, we've waited. But in the meantime, we've also really busted our asses trying to get footage for you. She literally busted her ass, fell completely, and just a horrible thing, guys. Like, I'm just horrible. I'm sorry I went back to it, but again, it relives over and over in my head. I see I've been going about 50 minutes. That's insane. I have never been able to usually go past like 30 because it'll shut off on me. But I do have a Chromebook. I think it was the worst thing I could have gotten. Because like, I know how to use a normal computer, a laptop, a desktop, a telephone, whatever. Why does Chromebook have to do everything the exact opposite of every other device in the entire world? I have no idea. I went to hit caps lock day one. No caps lock. So I got to Google what the fuck, how to make a capital letter so I don't look like a complete fifth grade asshole. Right? So, I mean, when I was in fifth grade, I was an asshole. I was basically an asshole all the time, but that was fun. People enjoy hanging out with me. I think I got some people that enjoy a little Shooter Storm and a little Sean. Sometimes they probably had too much of a little Sean, so then I have to switch it up to Shooter, and then they get sick of that. We got to go the other. Whatever. I mean, it's fine. I love everybody. Appreciate you guys all watching. There's not barely anybody on right now. Obviously, it's 1:30 in the morning, and I don't know if the people that are watching have hit their bell icon. That's what I need everybody that does watch this to do. I would greatly appreciate it. It would mean the world to me. I'm promising you, you're going to have good content. You're going to have the podcast. You're going to have hauntings. You're going to have wrestling matches. You're going to have us catching pedophiles. This channel is going to kick ass. I want you to be one of the OGs of this channel. Go down right below and hit subscribe. Then hit the like button. Share this thing everywhere you can. And make sure to, just spread the word about what's going on. Like, we're trying to give you guys entertainment throughout these weird times, right? And me talking for an hour, like, I just had a lot of stories and a lot of things that I had to tell you that happened this week. I'm going to be doing another, most likely we'll do live. This isn't too bad. I don't mind it. I say this now until I go to try to upload it and it tells me to go eat a bag of dicks. But I think what I'm going to do is, like, probably maybe tomorrow, once I get up and maybe do a workout, I am going to get on here and I'm going to discuss professionally a certain person who's trying to run professional wrestling shows in my area. A guy that's made up some pretty harsh shit about me and stuff that he should watch before he says, because the bottom line is I have been the guy that's run this area of the world for pro wrestling. Myself, with the help of some of my good buddies, whether it be Justin, whether it be Misery, whether it be Pain, whoever, plus the guys that travel. They've traveled from where they live in downstate New York. They'd come up here. These same guys are always going to be my guys and my girls. They're always going to be that because I've had them on my shows since day one. They traveled to Tennessee to work my internet pay-per-view Fight for the Mind 2. I was in Murfreesboro, Tennessee. These guys are always going to be my guys, and I'm always going to make sure that they have a spot with whatever I'm doing, and they do the same for me. Like, it's, you don't make a lot of friends in the business, but you make a lot of acquaintances, and some of those acquaintances I've called my friends for many, many, many years. And, guys, like, the next one that I do of this is going to be absolutely insane, because the next time that I come on this, it's going to be tomorrow. I wish I would do it right now, but I'm half asleep. What do we got now? 2:30. Perfect. Yeah, that makes sense. An hour. And I'm going to come on here. And if you ever wanted to hear shooters shoot, I would tune in tomorrow to this channel. Make sure to turn your bell icons on. Listen to me, bell icon on. Listen for that. Make sure you hear it. You come on, you know I'm live. Hit the like button. Make sure to subscribe and leave a positive comment down below. No negative. The negative's off. You'll be deleted. You'll be excommunicated from my life. Okay? When it comes to YouTube, our YouTube life, you'll be, see ya. Get out. Hit the bricks, bitch. So anyhow, I'm going to sign off for the night, but make sure tomorrow you guys tune in. Tomorrow at noon is the Rangers game, second game of the best of 5 playoff tournament. So I will not be available between the hours of 12 and probably 2:30. So it's the Rangers and the Hurricanes again. They lost the first game of the playoff tournament. Good game, but Hurricanes, they were on fire that day. But anyhow, I'm excited for the end of the season here. Let's hope the Rangers do it. You know, Katie's been a Rangers fan since 1993. She used to live across the road from one of the Rangers. So it's cool. You know, she's got me into them. I was always a Sabres fan, which I still do love the Sabres, but there's something about the Rangers. There's something about the feeling you get when you go to Madison Square Garden and they come out there and they're, you know, ooh, it's crazy. Like, it's such a cool feeling, and I can't wait till we're able to do that again, till we're able to meet in groups of people and not have to worry about people getting sick. So signing off for tonight. Tomorrow, let's say I'm going to go on live. The bell will come on, but it's either going to be at 10 a.m. or it's going to be at 3 p.m. Chances are 3 p.m. because I'm not a morning person. So, guys, do me a quick favor. Again, subscribe, like, share, comment something positive down below. Until the next time, make sure, guys, follow your dreams. See, I was trying to be smooth. Put my hand up like I was stopping it. I'm fucking live. Like, I can't do that shit.